Hey everybody, this is the Encouraging Prepper, and today we're here to discuss the tools to use for the upcoming prepping marathon. That's right, a prepping marathon. So let's get right into it. First of all, I'd like to start this video off by saying welcome to all of our new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I just want to welcome you to the Prepping Marathon. I know that many of you have said you wanted to jump on board with this, so we're about to start it, okay? So welcome to the channel, and I hope that we'll be able to comment back and forth and engage in dialogue that will be helpful to everyone. The first device I would like to show today is the Foodsaver. This is one of my favorite devices. It's the Foodsaver from Foodsaver. This is the 500 series brand. You can purchase a Foodsaver or a vacuum sealer anywhere from $50 to $300 if you like. But I chose to go with the 500 series, which at the time of purchase was about $140. But you can get it today for about $199, $200. This particular brand, it has the suction function where you pull and you can use the vacuum seal cups with your mason jars, the regular mouth as well as the wide mouth. So this is for vacuum sealing mason jars, as well as you can use Mylar bags with it. But the Foodsaver bags, you can buy these in rolls. Okay, this is like a separate package that comes with your Foodsaver. I think in the beginning they send you maybe like 2 rolls, and then you can purchase extra Foodsaver bags. So you want to get extra bags for food saving your meats. So the benefits would be, your meats would last longer. You can put grains with the oxygen absorbers. You can do whole meals in the Foodsaver, as well as you can use it for non-food items. Okay, so if you have something that you need to suction in the Foodsaver bag to keep moisture off, maybe a set of clothes or batteries or whatever you're trying to put in your bug-out bag, you can use this to also suction to keep things moisture-free. Also, I like to use it for snacks. When we talk about the bags, we have bags of different sizes. You have the small bag for snacks. You have the little extra small, and then medium size. So there are several different size bags that you can use when we talk about Mylar bags. Okay, this is the heat sealing method, and you have to have oxygen absorbers. So let me show you what the oxygen absorbers, they come in a pack like this, and the purpose of the oxygen absorber is to keep the oxygen out, and I think that's pretty clear. It looks like this when you take it apart. So when you first get your package, they come in 100 cc's, 300 cc's, 600 cc's, 500 cc's I believe, and 2,000 cc's of various different types. So you may say, well, what kind do we need? So I'm going to approach this as if you are a beginner, because I don't know, I have a variety of people watching the video. So the rule of thumb is 300 to 600 cc's per gallon. 300 to 600 cc's per gallon, depending on what you are storing. Okay? Once you have opened your package, you want to make sure you get a mason jar, put the remaining oxygen absorbers in the mason jar and seal it so that it stops the process of sucking up the oxygen. So this is like the keeper. I like to call it the keeping jar. So you can get them in 100 cc's. You can get them in 2,000 cc's. So this is a much bigger one here, but you can get the 2,000 cc's for storing grains, rice, beans in your buckets. And I'll show you what this is a food grade, 5-gallon food grade bucket. You will need to purchase some of these. They're about $3 at Walmart. Now, I do not, I'm not pushing any particular brand. I'm not putting a seal on any brand or any website. That's not what we're here to do, but I do want you to get what you need. So the 5-gallon buckets and the 5-gallon Mylar bags, you can go on Amazon or wherever you need to go to get what you need. Okay? So that's the Mylar bags, the 5-gallon bucket. We use that for long-term storage. So if you're thinking way out, the 5-gallon buckets will hold things for 10 to 15 years. I mean, you can store, depending on how you store and package your grains, your cereal, your rice, your beans, you can store things for a long period of time. So I recommend the bucket. That's one of my favorite ways of storing large amounts. And you can also break that down to put it in a small Mylar bag and individually, like if you wanted to get rice ready for maybe sharing with a friend, you can put it in a smaller bag, but still put several inside of that 5-gallon bucket. So if you have any questions about the Mylar bag, please use the comment section below and I will respond. I will respond. I like going back and forth. I like helping you with your food preparation. So that's what we're going to do. We have the Mylar bag and the Foodsaver. So now let's jump into the pressure canner. The pressure canner is one of my favorite devices to use for food saving because this gives us an option of not having to freeze all of our meats, freeze all of our fruit, or whatever your favorites are. So the pressure canner, we can can meat, we can can vegetables, we can can seafood, beans, we can make our favorite soups. It's just a variety. This is just my baby here. I like this one. So I purchased this pressure canner at the time. I think it was maybe $120. If you go on Amazon today, it's about $140 for a 23-quart pressure canner. When you get a pressure canner, don't necessarily go with the most expensive, especially if you are a beginner. Just start with Presto. I mean, Presto it works just as well. The All-American canner is something you can work toward and maybe purchase later. But my advice right now is put your money in as much food as you can and preserve that food. Don't buy expensive devices. Okay, so this is the pressure canner. This canner will come with the weight that you need for the gauge, for the gauge to operate. And it will also come with one rack. Okay, and I do recommend you get an extra rack because you may want to double stack. So in the 23-quart pressure canner, you can double stack pints. So you can put, I believe, 8 to 9 on the bottom, 8 to 9 on the top, but you have to have the extra rack. So I would recommend you get the extra rack. It's only $13 for the extra rack. So you can find that again on Amazon. Okay, so with the pressure canner, you'll get the Presto handbook. Okay, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I don't know how to do this. Well, if you keep up with the marathon, we're going to take you step by step, so you don't have to do it by yourself. So this week, order your pressure canner. If you have not gotten a pressure canner so far, go ahead and get you one. Make that investment. Okay, so that's the pressure canner. There are some books that you can order. Ball has, I like to go with the Ball canning book. This is home preserving, and this is just another complete guide for home canning. So you want to educate yourself with different materials, but my rule of thumb is always the Ball canning book. You will need to make sure you have the jars for the marathon. So you'll need your pint jars. You will need quart jars for your meats. I prefer using the wide mouth. If you can see, that's your regular mouth. This is your wide mouth. So you want to buy both types of jars. Pint, quart, and then there's the regular mouth quart as well. All right, so you want to make sure you get enough jars and also lids. You can purchase lids. These jars, the pint-sized jars are about $8.98 or maybe a little less, so under $10 for 12. When you go to get lids, you want to make sure that you get extra lids. Trust me, you need extra lids because it's nothing like when things go south and there is meat that you have to can and you don't have lids. So you want to make sure you get enough lids. You can buy separate lids and bands. This particular set, 12, costs about $10, $9.85. So you can get extra lids. They also come in a pack of 12. You can get extra lids, okay? The wide mouth, regular mouth. These are about $2.95 now. They used to be $1.89. So prices are going up, okay? Let's go over a couple of other canning tools. So you will need, if you're going to be pressure canning, which I hope you will can, you're going to need the jar lifter, and this comes in a kit. This is the magnetic can or lid lifter, so you can not, burn yourself. You're going to need several funnels, and that's so you can actually transfer your meat into the jars. So if you're new to canning, this all comes in a kit. You can find that. Just Google, canning kit, and you'll need to get your kit. There's also a debubbler that comes in that kit, as well as a jar. This is to open a jar opener. Now you can purchase a jar opener for the lid. You can purchase this separately so that you don't damage your lids and possibly can reuse. Lids can be reused for dry canning, but not for meats. So you want to make sure you get these extra tools so you will have everything you need for the marathon. Also, make sure you have a good set of measuring cups. Okay? Can you see that? A good set of measuring cups. And I think that is it. You make sure you have those extra lids, measuring cup, and funnel. Okay? I don't want to forget to mention that you do need to make sure you have a glass measuring cup, and you may want to have 2 different sizes. I find that when I'm working with my family, when we're canning, somebody's got the jar and I need the jar, so have a couple of canning glass measuring cups, okay? All right, so I think that covers it as far as what you're going to need for the marathon. As far as a dehydrator and a freeze dryer, I would say we're going to not make that part of the marathon, but we will recommend when we get to that point for dehydrating and how to dehydrate food, I would recommend several videos for that. And I will be recommending things for freeze drying. But in the meantime, if you are thinking about freeze drying, I would say instead of buying or purchasing a $1,000 or $2,000 machine, I would put my money in food. Basically, that's how I feel. I'll buy freeze dried food and put money in food and just use my canner. So that's the way I'm going. I hope that this prepping marathon will be a blessing to you. Now let's go to Ears to Hear. All right, welcome to the Ears to Hear segment. Decided to do day 2 and come outside and get a little air on this part, but I just wanted to, again, thank you for joining the video today. I want to leave you with a word of encouragement. Philippians 4:6 tells us, and you can look this up later in your Bible, but we are to be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. We are to make our requests known unto God, and the peace of God, which passes all understanding, will keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus. I want you to take that with you and know you don't have to be overwhelmed if you don't have all of those tools that we went over. Don't you worry. Just make your request known to God and start right where you are, prepping with what you have. There's a previous video I have called Put Something in It. Use that. Start with the jars right in your house. If you don't have money to go purchase anything, you have something you can start storing food in. So be encouraged. Know that I love you. I love you. I love you. If you need prayer or have a prayer request, feel free to reach out to me. My information is in the description box below. Okay, I will see you in the next one. And again, love you so much. You guys have a great day.